Okay, so last time we were able to get this guy to move on this plane by using a navigation mesh, right? And we also, if we go to examples, if I remember correctly, or I guess the thing was here, we were also able to like hard code obstacles into the mesh. So we have this obstacle. If we go, let's say here, and we try to go beyond the triangle, it will go around it. And I guess the plan for today is being able to add this kind of obstacles during runtime, so not hard code them. Actually, when we are gonna add, let's say, resources, they are gonna be added at first, but when we put down buildings and stuff, they are gonna be like this. So let's see. So the plan would be to just have this kind of obstacles, you being able to somehow define an obstacle entity that gets added to this thing, and maybe it has like a polygon of points that describe the obstacle itself, and I don't know, maybe a center or something. Although the polygon is enough, honestly, I think. Yeah, so I guess, yeah, that's the plan for today. So let's actually see how we are gonna do that. Right, so I'm gonna add some to-do comments for this. So yeah, I think first things first, we'll have to add a new component for our navigation mesh. This one is gonna be similar to this thing, right? But it's gonna be a private. I mean, should it though? Like, it doesn't really matter if it's private or not, to be honest. So navigation mesh. Right, instead of having the mesh itself, we should have a triangulation. So let's say I'm not sure how I want to handle that. So I guess no, triangulation, right? Should be something like this. Now the issue is, I would say that we want to be able to manually add this thing, and the other thing should be private. Right, and we'll add it using this from, right? This creates the triangulation whatever, and then when this thing changes, we compute this stuff in a system and we add another component. So I would say that this should be like this. And this thing should be the navigation mesh. I don't know what name to give it though. It's like nav mesh. Built, I don't know, compiled. So like we have to add this nav mesh, right? And this is gonna be computed, right? For example, this one, instead of getting a nav mesh, it needs a nav mesh compiled, right? That's how it works. Okay, now in examples, I don't think we have any errors in examples, so that's good. Wait, where do we think it was? Okay, yeah, nav mesh. And I think we want to do something like this, right? Instead of actually computing the nav mesh, we do the triangulation and stuff. And now we should add a system that when this thing changes, makes an update to this. We'll have an extra step there. So nav mesh compile. All right. We should have something like probably mutable nav mesh is going to be a query, and I think we need two things: nav mesh compiled, these two things, and I don't know if it's enough to say nav mesh like this. Okay, so when the nav mesh changes, right? So when we modify this thing, or I guess when we modify the triangulation, we should just copy paste the stuff from here, so it's not that complicated anyway. I'd say, should we do I mean, I don't know, like we'll figure out honestly if we need to simplify, but I think, yeah, we should probably simplify. So let's go here. All right, let's make a for. Oh, and yeah, this one should be mutable. So for nav mutable nav mesh, right? Nav mesh compiled triangulation in q nav mesh, and something like this, right? And then nav mesh dot, well, I guess star is equal to mesh. Should work. Oh, I'm put them the other way around, so I wanted to actually have them like this, I think. Yeah, so again, this thing, when it changes, so we can even do like println something like triangulation changed. I mean, let's just do this. I was thinking to add some stuff, but okay. And nav mesh compile, right? Oh, okay. This, where does this happen? Guess here. So display nav mesh. This should be nav mesh compile. Yeah, kind of dislike that I had to rename the nav mesh, but the fuck, it needs to be mutable. I mean, you know, makes sense. Could I define it as mutable? Because I don't want to actually change it. Damn it. Let's do it without that first. Let's see if it compiles. Okay. Okay, and doesn't work. But we didn't even get the message of that thing changing. So, wait, did we forget anything? Oh, I didn't even add the nav mesh compiled. And I mean, this could be a private structure. Okay, I mean, I was thinking to nav mesh compile initialize. Why not? Let's just do. So this should be entity, right? Nav mesh. That's it. And maybe without nav mesh compile. Now I don't really like that we have the same thing twice, but and we also need mute commands. Right, it kind of sucks to have the same thing twice. But I don't think we have another option. Like, you have to add this structure, right? Like this component on an entity, then this thing is gonna be computed. I mean, We can still combine these two. We can make this one optional and, you know, have it that way. So if it's none, then we insert it, otherwise we just set it. That also works. Yeah, I mean, makes sense. Let's see if that works actually before we... So this should be an option, right, like this. But I forgot Dev option query. I literally saw something like option. Okay, optional component. Okay, oh. So it's like this. Interesting. Entity. Okay, so this one. I have the entity compiled. Now, if, or I guess match compiled sum mute compiled, then we just need compiled is equal to mesh, and in case we have none, then we should insert it. So commands mesh insert, I think like this. Well, I mean, you know, this needs do I need a, yeah, okay, this seems to be fine. Okay, so it changed, right? Only once, it's been added, everything seems to be working. Okay. Sure, yeah, I would be curious. Okay, I mean, this thing, what does it return though? An option. So we can have if let sum. I don't think I need that. I think this should still work, yeah. Yeah, it still works. That's good. Yeah, I was thinking maybe we want to change also triangulation itself with this simplify. But maybe this is gonna be executed nowhere. I think we can do it here. And this is gonna be executed each time we add an obstacle. So it's not, I don't know if it makes sense to execute it here. because that would require us to make it mutable here, and I don't know how it's gonna work with changed. So it's gonna be like when we want to compile, right, we are gonna assume that the triangulation was done, like simplification and other shit like that was done already, so that should be it. Right, so this thing is gonna take the triangles that we made and compute them into a mesh, right? So yeah, we didn't change at all like the API, let's say. You still have to add a nav mesh, and this is gonna be private, it's gonna compile it, everything works as before. We have an extra step though, because we need access to this thing, right? When we add an obstacle, we are gonna need access to it, because this thing, triangulation, add obstacle, right? That's the main reason. So let's see, I was thinking for obstacles we should probably have something like polygon and probably parent. I think position is not really required. I think position is going to be embedded in the polygon vertices, so it's not required. So let's try to do that. Right, so let's continue here. So we're going to have derive component derive mute obstacle polygon, right? And this thing should have a vec, probably public, if you ask me. Vec2. Yeah, and also need parent for this. So let's say obstacle parent. Right, and I was thinking to have this polygon bundle something. Right, so let me see how I did a bundle for the agent. Take this, replace the bundle, and now yeah, we should have like the nav mesh first of all, and polygon is gonna be the basically the vec of points on the navigation mesh. So yeah, the logic is gonna be you add this thing on a component. We are gonna try to find all the new ones, like all the new polygons and stuff, and like bake them into the mesh. So I guess to be able to do that, we also need where I put that, but like nav mesh obstacles, like a cache of which obstacles did we already added, like that would be one thing. And thinking of this, but let's see. So nav mesh obstacles is gonna contain the entities. Or maybe we can even have obstacle added or something, like obstacle computed, and we know to ignore it. I mean, yeah, that would work, I guess. Like, we have like two options. We either keep the list of obstacles on the nav mesh, right, in a component, or we add like a done component on the obstacle. I mean, I think I like more to add the done component rather than having a list, because having a list, it means that you manually have to add it, and we get the same problem as with this thing with navmesh compiled. It's like, oh, I have to manually add it. But maybe for this one, the easier thing would be to combine these two structures into one, if it's gonna work. And maybe I'll add a comment here, like, do check if it is possible to combine mesh. Like, my worry is that it's not gonna work because of changed. Like, what happens if I have mute here and I change this thing? Is it gonna trigger changed again? Honestly, I haven't tested it, so that's why I have to test it. But let's okay, let's do another thing then. Let's have something like derive component. So this would be similar to reached, right? I don't remember what reached did with reached. Oh yeah, whatever. So we are gonna have it's not gonna be public because we don't need it anywhere else. We just need it like internally. Nav mesh obstacle added, or something like that. Fn nav mesh obstacle add. Clearly we'll need commands. Okay, we might need the nav mesh, and for the nav mesh I think I need mutable nav mesh, so to change the triangulation, right? Okay, do we need anything else for it? I don't think so. Then queue obstacles. I need query for, and this is gonna take in everything basically. Entity nav mesh obstacle parent, because we need the parent entity. Obstacle polygon. I have to, and I also think we need to say without nav mesh obstacle computed. I think these will probably do it. What the fuck? Oh, I forgot oh, it suggested the wrong one. I think the name is, oh, wait, let me, no, nice. So I guess let's do a for loop over the obstacles, right? So obstacle nav mesh obstacle parent, so this is nav mesh the polygon, I think that's all. So not iter. Now if let sum mute nav mesh, right, we can overwrite it, is equal to q nav mesh dot get mute. Right, I think we have to dereference it. Yeah. Okay, so wait, what? I think it's okay. Okay, so we have nav mesh, or I guess the triangles. So we should be able to say something like add obstacle, right? And it gets in a vec, so it gets in polygon, right? Which I think we need to dereference as well. Okay, so we need to clone it. This is what it is. Okay, so and we just do that. I think we can also nav mesh dot simplify, and when we call to simplify, I don't like that it's hard coded, but it is what it is. So nav mesh. Right, and I think that we need to also do commands. Nav mesh added. Okay, I think this should also be a thing. So let's see, do we need to chain it with anything? Nav mesh obstacle add, I don't think so. Maybe with compile, but you know, yeah, it would make sense. Maybe nav mesh, but like, sure, it would make sense that everything that changes the nav mesh should be before compile. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. So now it's you know, time to test it. I mean, first of all, let's see if it compiles cargo bit, or I guess I can try to run it because I'm lazy to change 3 letters into 4 letters. Or no, I guess build is 5 letters, but So it still works. Right, it still works. That's pretty good. So I'd say let's take this thing out, let's go to examples, and in examples let's add an obstacle. Right, let's add an obstacle. So I mean, I wanted just the points, right? Because yeah, like computing the points is going to be interesting. Computing the polygon points. Maybe we'll have another function like from something, like we can try to copy from this repo because it has some interesting stuff. So okay, we need to add obstacle polygon bundle. That's all we need to add. I mean, heck, even just commands spawn. This is the only required thing. We don't even need to add transform or anything because okay, field struct fields. So we have the nav mesh, which should be a reference to nav mesh. Wait, 1 second. It's a reference to ID actually, but so it's the same thing as this one. Right. Nav mesh. Wait a second. Well, yeah, like maybe I want to say nav mesh in the name, and maybe without bundle. Wait, what? Oh. Okay, fair enough, whatever. Let's call it nav mesh obstacle. Oh, I mean, we still need it. So nav mesh obstacle parent is gonna be ID. Nav mesh obstacle polygon is gonna be this vec. Maybe I'll add a cube or something to it, but for now let's do it like this. So let's see. You know, hopefully we'll have a... Holy shit. Oh my god. Again first try, dude. Like, yeah, I haven't figured out how to fix the rotation issue that... I mean the transform issue that we had yesterday, but I'm not even really planning to fix it because let's just say we are not gonna rotate our plan. It's gonna stay in the same like maybe it's just gonna be translated, but not more than translated. So like the terrain is gonna stay the same, so I don't really care about it. Okay, it seems to be working. All right. Now, yeah, this is going to be interesting. So again, when we add this, or when we add a target, we add them in the navigation meshes coordinate system. So you have to compute it outside. And yeah, it is what it is, but that's how it works. Okay, I mean, it seems that let me check the to-dos. I think, you know, we did all of them basically, more or less. The only thing that we would maybe we could do, but nah, because thing is that if we want to take like a mesh, sure, I guess this one just worked, right? Wouldn't be surprised if this was actually the problem for our transform yesterday, because this doesn't have any transforms, but whatever. Alright, so maybe it looks fine. Alright, so next step, yeah, would be to have some cubes that we can add. Let's see this thing. So, you know, obstacle source and stuff. Oh, I mean, yeah, as I imagined, for a cube. Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, like I was thinking, we need to transform one second. Strange. But whatever, like, see, like 2vec2 also applies the mesh transform. Oh, I didn't know that we have computer transform. That's cool. Okay, so yeah, makes sense for this thing. I don't know why though you use XY. Because for me it worked with XZ weirdly enough. So it was like transform inverse and then transform point. I mean it worked with XZ, right? Strange. I mean, probably we can try to change this and see if anything happens. So if I change the normal to Y instead of Z and I use here XZ, will this make it better? Because I'd like to use XZ everywhere, it's more intuitive for me. Yeah, whatever, okay, works. Like XZ being the horizontal plane and Y being the up direction. Yeah, anyway. So we just have to do some stuff inside of here, right? We need a way to, let's say, have a cube. Let's wait, where is the I thought I had a character thing for the dude. It seems like I do not. Yeah. So I mean, adding here a PBR. You know, I got tired of the weird ass material, so standard materials. Let's add some materials on this. Color. I mean, for the character, I guess we could use, I don't know, orange, some shit. And for obstacles, we can try to do something like cuboid, right? I thought there's an easier way to create it. Maybe not. Like it was like from size, from corners. Wait, from size should be fine because we can do like vec3 splat 1. And yeah, whatever, like we are gonna have a cube. Right, but the point, oh, it looks ugly, so let's do that. But the point would be where we place the cube, we also add the obstacle. But yeah, I don't know how, wait, what's AABB? So render primitives. I'm wondering what, so it has half size. Oh, there is a default cube, nice. But like, you know, would be curious about this AABB thing. So it imports it from render primitives. And then how I guess I was curious how it's getting added. So it's obstacle source for AABB. Okay. Oh, so I guess I need the examples. Interactive. I don't think so. Build nav mesh. Obstacle. That's nav mesh updater plugin. But I mean, we already saw something like this on nav mesh. So it's marker and obstacle source. So we need like obstacle source and the component. Here it has trigger whatever. So it looks for these guys. Oh, so AABB, what is it on? Interesting. It's like a component. Let's see if we find anything about AABB. No. Wait, what the fuck? So when we add random I think I want to search for, okay, here. So something like mesh. The fuck, like AABB is added. Maybe it's added in PBR bundle. Nope. But then how is it added though? Let's search for BB. And come on. So it's in render primitives, as I remember. Factory A. Whatever. I mean, I was just curious. It's not that we actually need this. Because yeah, you know, it makes sense. Probably it's gonna do. Oh, this changed. That's a good point. Okay. Yeah, because I don't really care about that. it's more like where do you add the thing, but it doesn't. But yeah, I don't know how it adds it though, because here I can see you add like obstacle mesh, obstacle material. Maybe how is it this thing defined? So this comes probably from main or something. Obstacle mesh. Like, I mean, this is okay, like what the fuck is this shit? Anyway. Oh. But yeah, I mean, shape cube, right? Render shape cube or doesn't work. Right. Anyway. So yeah, like whatever. Right. A B B 2D. Oh, but I think, okay, I think I know how this is gonna work. I think mesh, or I guess cube, implements bounded, so oops, we should be able to say, okay, again, AA BB2D. I'm pretty sure it has to implement bounded somehow. Bounding sphere, or I guess AABB3D, and we can give it the translation and rotation, which is pretty good. Like translation and rotation should be probably the meshes, like navigation mesh translation plus the obstacle translation, and the rotation I think you do multiplication between them, so yeah. Okay, so we need bounding 3D on these guys. That's interesting. But let's not think that much about it. So let's just make another component here. This is just for the example, it's not important, I would say. Obstacle. And we can say here obstacle, right, cube. We can ignore this stuff for now. Yeah, I mean whatever. It's like maybe this is a bit required. Like when you add a new obstacle, probably you want to set its nav mesh obstacle parent. Well, I mean, I guess it makes it easier though. Like, yeah, being able to get the right one when you click, let's say. So obstacle is probably gonna be like a structure like this, right? And I want position is gonna be vec2 where we clicked, basically, because let's do it by clicking. So we add position, I think that's it. So let's go here. And let's do something like if key code. I was tripping for a second. Key input. Pressed. So if we hold Control left, we add obstacles, otherwise we move the dude. It makes sense to me. Commands. Oh, and yeah, this one should probably be something like this. Not entirely, but we want to add a cube. Pretty easy, color red, and the transform is going to be interesting. So from translation, I guess it should be just the point because it's in global coordinates. So point, and I think that's it. Oh, we need the meshes and materials. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, again, I don't really care that this system is humongous because it's just for an example. Okay, so now let's just test that when we control click, we add obstacles, right? It works, but we can go through them, right? That's not what we want. We want to update the navigation mesh when we add obstacles. So to do that, I guess easiest would be to do it right here, like without any other complications. But maybe just for the sake of it we can do it by using the obstacle thingy. Maybe I'll say obstacle and now we can have like a system obstacle create or something, and we just need to insert all of this stuff on the obstacle. Q obstacles, I guess. So query for obstacles, we are gonna need entity and probably transform. No, transform. So with obstacle, and maybe an important point is without nav mesh. Can I say nav? Like, I don't think I can, but you know, would be cool. Yeah, okay, obstacle parent, whatever. Any of them works. And then Q nav mesh. Right. So yeah, the thing is, how do we get the ID? I don't know, to be honest. Maybe it's gonna be like based on position or something. So we could see, interestingly enough, like nav mesh, right, this, let's see, it has a cool function, is inside or something. Inside in mesh, point in mesh, yeah. So maybe using that we can figure out which nav mesh it is. Right, we go through all of them, and yeah, if we find that the transform, I guess, of the obstacle is in the nav mesh, we say that's the parent. But yeah, for now let's just say nav mesh transform is equal to Q nav mesh dot single. So like this crashes, but it's fine. Oh, and command. I like that you get this autocomplete for arguments. That's pretty neat. Okay, so this is used. Now this thing. So let's do 4. Obstacle transform. Okay. Oh, and I also need a mesh, I think. But this is a handle to a mesh. Am I right? I think it's a handle. One sec. Yeah, it's a handle. mesh handle. So we need the asset. Well, we just need meshes. Fuck, I don't remember how you do it. I guess it's resource assets, right? Oh, I guess just like this, meshes. But without the mute, because we don't need it. So let mesh and yeah, like we can unwrap it. I was gonna say we can unsafe it, just unwrap. So we get a mesh, or I guess bounds is mesh.aa. Whoa, what the fuck? It's weird. Cuboid. Well, I mean, this also works, right? We get back AABB. And this one would have been cooler to have. Right. Because I guess you cannot say cube here or something. So default probably just, well, I mean, it returns a cube. But this is like, yeah, I don't know, I haven't tried it. But I don't think it works, so let's just... So yeah, I mean, I don't know, let's just try it with compute AB. Maybe it also works. Let's unwrap it, whatever. So AABB. We cannot transform it, right? So it just has center and half extents. Oh, and from sphere. Yeah, whatever. It's just starting to go downhill. So we have the bounds, right? And I guess, you know, we can just copy paste this thing just for the sake of it. And by copy pasting, I mean yeah, sure, why not? So it's like you can put it here, yeah, like let's not have like global transform. What? But huh. Primitives, okay, whatever. Oh, and this guy had like a vec3 utility, so okay, it doesn't matter. So now let's think about it. So we have the mesh transform, right? We have a point that is in global coordinates. So if we want to convert it to, where is it? I should probably print it. Print, just to see what value it has. Bounds. Let's comment this out. Obviously I have to obstacle create. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, so it's in local coordinates. That's good. It's in like local coordinates. So yeah, sure, we might have to first multiply, like apply the transform. Well, we have to apply both transforms. Then that's what should happen. So let's say, and what this vec3 is. It's, oh, it's pretty cool though. So we take the mesh transform, we transform a point, we exit, I would say. So we transform point, okay, and then again. I mean, let's just see if this works, because it looks like it should, I think. So wait, what does this return? Polygon. We got bounds dot, the fuck, get polygon, get polygon, and here we need pass. Obviously this thread needs mesh. So this should give the polygon. I mean, no, maybe it was, oh no, it's fine. Yeah. Let's see what happens. So if we try to edit here, okay, it has some values, so maybe it's fine. Let's see. Let's try to do commands entity, and let's try to insert this. So again, oh, let's do entity and transform. So this should be nav mesh. That's it. So this should be nav mesh, and for the polygon, it is just polygon. So let's see. Holy shit. Yo. Okay, I mean, but you know it. Yeah, I don't think it works with like if you. Yeah, it broke. Right? It had a comment somewhere in the code where it said that you cannot have overlapping obstacles, so I have to find what the solution was to that because I forgot. It was like calling to a function. But holy shit, it's pretty neat. Like, I mean, it still moves in a straight line, but that's pretty good. Yeah, it would be cool to also have like a unit width. And I think that was a thing. Let me check. I think that's a thing in the... but I don't remember where. Oh, unit radius. Oh, triangulation set unit radius. Okay, that's pretty good. But yeah, the thing is, it's weird. Maybe each unit type needs to have its own navigation mesh. Maybe that's how it works. Oh, it was merge overlapping obstacles. That's the function. With a bit of luck, we actually found it. So nav mesh, simplify, nav mesh. This is like overlapping obstacles, otherwise this will fail. So I would call it here though, after you add an obstacle. Although, you know, we could call these when we actually compile the nav mesh. Oh, but yeah, as I said, I don't know how to deal with whatever. So now this should be fine with overlapping obstacles. Yeah. I guess it didn't overlap them that well. Or I guess let's try to, like, you cannot go through this thing, come on. Yeah. Okay, I mean, pretty neat, right? You can imagine that these are like trees and stuff, and this is a unit that goes to do its own stuff. But yeah, let's also set the unit radius just for the memes. this would be, I don't know where to put it, so I'm just gonna do it here. 0.5. Oh, nav mesh. Interesting that you say that. Huh. Set unit radius. Maybe it's a thing made for this repo. Oh. Oh, set unit radius. Wait, what the fuck? It's literally set unit radius. Interactive, of course, and just I swear to God. Yeah, I mean, this is so scuffed, like GitHub, am I right? Let's do it here, git clone and vluv navigator. I can, I guess, fetch all just to get interactive. And can we find unit radius? Well, it's interesting. Maybe version 4 radius baking. Okay, so it has some extra stuff. It has some extra stuff then. In radius baking, 7 commits. Ooh, triangulation API. Holy shit, it's a lot of stuff. But yeah, as I said, it's, I mean, oh, it like has version 4. Maybe on crates. Oh, but on crates is version 0.5, so I guess why do I care? Okay, so it means that we don't have yet unit radius, which sucks. But you know, we can maybe extend it ourselves or something, because unit radius is just shifting a bit the points. But let's see. But yeah, I guess we actually managed to implement the pathfinding and also add obstacles, so that's pretty good, right? So we'll see what's gonna be next for this, like what feature we can attempt next. Probably like next thing would be to be able to move, not necessarily out of bounds, but once you get close to the edge, we increase the map. That's one thing, because I think that would be interesting, because I don't know how the nav mesh will behave with that. Like, I think we still have to do a single nav mesh for the entire terrain. I was thinking between having a nav mesh per chunk and one nav mesh in total. So yeah, we have to see about that, but I guess no, we have some kind of pathfinding. We don't have the unit radius yet, but I don't even think we need it that much. Honestly, like the unit radius, what's gonna be bad about it is that each unit is gonna have a different rate, like each unit type. We can have larger units, so maybe that needs to be, I don't know how that's gonna be implemented. Like maybe the agent itself needs a radius, not the nav mesh. But yeah, you know, I'll have to think about that, but I guess that's good progress for now, so see you next time.